Hare Krishna, welcome to the Amrut Vani program. His Grace Kaustubha Krishna Prabhuji will be giving the Amrut Vani in his transcendental words of wisdom today. Dr. Rupamshi Sharma Mataji will be reading the Nama Amrita. Hare Krishna, welcome to everyone.
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam Prabhuji. One who cannot complete his assigned number of rounds is in a diseased condition of spiritual life. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu further inquired from Haridasa, "Can you ascertain what your disease is?" Haridas Thakur replied, "My disease is that I cannot complete my rounds. If one cannot complete the fixed number of rounds he is assigned, he should be considered to be in a diseased condition of spiritual life." Srila Haridas Thakur is called Nama Acharya. Of course, we cannot imitate Haridas Thakur, but everyone must chant a prescribed number of rounds. In our Krishna consciousness movement, we have 16 rounds as the minimum so that Westerners will not feel burdened. These 16 rounds must be chanted and chanted loudly so that one can hear himself and others. Sri Chaitanya Charit Amrit Antya Leela 11.23. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam to all devotees. Shri Shri Radha Ras Bihari ki jai, Lalita Sakhi Vishakha Sakhi ki jai, Sitaram Lakshman Bhaktanuman ki jai, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maya ki jai, Shri Narsingh Bhavan ki jai, Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Samasta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, our Gurujan ki, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Our Bharat Bhumi was always considered to be the religious Bhumi, Pavitra, where the people knew that there is God and they used to worship the God. From the very beginning in Satyug, when the life of the people was about 100,000 years, after performing their duties as Grasta, they used to go to jungles and worship for thousands of years to go to get liberated. Then came Treta Yuga. When in Treta Yuga, the life was reduced to 10,000 years, and the people were performing huge yagyas, which involved a lot of money and material and very pure sages to perform these yagyas. When Dwapar Yuga came, when Lord Krishna came, then the people, there were so many Maharajas who started constructing the temples, and there was a temple worship there. The life came down to 1,000 years. But in Kali Yuga, the life of the people, which is considered to be 100, maybe less. So there was no such time to spend for getting liberated. And that's why, on the request of Advaita Acharya, who is the incarnation of Mahavishnu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came down, appeared. He was Krishna himself, having the knowledge, full knowledge about the Vedas. He came to liberate because in Kali Yuga, it was told in Vedas, Harir Nam, Harir Nam, Harir Nam Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nastev, Nastev, Nastev Gati Anyata. Means, in Kali Yuga, there is no other way, no other way. Only taking the name of Hari was the only way of getting liberated. And that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This means that we were praying to Radharani to please put us in the service of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So the people started chanting, but still there was a question as to how many rounds to be chanted. His Holiness, not his, yes, His Holiness, Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Thakur, he instructed Srila Prabhupada to go to the Western countries because there the people are more fallen and they don't have the knowledge about Krishna or our Vedas or our Shastras. So spread this knowledge of chanting so that they also get liberated, because it was Mahaprabhu who wanted to liberate, shower his mercy and liberate all the fallen conditioned souls in the whole world. So Prabhupada, when he went under the instructions of his Guru Maharaj to America, he found that the people were so much degraded and were involved in the drug dealings, illicit sex, and so many other bad things. So he started the Sankirtan movement there and offering the prasadam. Slowly, all the hippies who were there, who were frustrated from their life, from their Grasta Jivan, or from their parents, having a lot of money, they joined the Sankirtan movement with Srila Prabhupada. And so he told them that in Kali Yuga, chanting is the only way of getting liberated. After giving them the knowledge about Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and about Lord Krishna, that Krishna is the supreme. So the question came as to 64 rounds to be chanted daily, but the people in general there in the Western countries, they found it very, very difficult, because ultimately a person has to go for the job also if he's a working person. So he said, okay, 32 rounds, but still it was found too much. And therefore Prabhupada said, okay, not less than 16 rounds to be chanted every day. So we find in this Namamrita that 16 rounds was considered to be the way. The standard was prescribed that all the devotees, maybe a neophyte or a Madhyam Madhkari or a Uttam Madhkari, at least 16 rounds should be chanted. Otherwise, if he fails to chant these, he is considered to be in a diseased condition from a spiritual life. But there was one person, Haridas Thakur, even though he was a Muslim, but he was much impressed and blessed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he started chanting more and more rounds. Every day he would chant 192 rounds and sparing only just 2 to 3 hours for his other routine and taking a rest and all that. So when he became old, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told them, now you can reduce the number of rounds. because all the people cannot follow you and they cannot imitate. So you reduce that. But of course, Haridas always said that I have still not finished my chanting, still not finished my chanting. So we are advised here that, of course. Now let us see what is the effect of the chanting. In the olden days, the people used to keep the name of their children after the name of the God. Krishna, Ram, Hari, like that. So what was the effect of that? We have the example of Ajamil, who kept the name of his last son as Narayan. And always calling Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. And that's why all the sinful reactions were getting wiped out. So at the time of death, when he remembered his son and called Narayan, so when Yamduts came there and they were sent back by the Vishnu Duts, telling them, see, he's chanting the name of the Hari, Narayan. So you cannot take him. So this is the effect of chanting. And you can find also that Devrishi Narad Muni, who is considered to be the spiritual master for so many persons in the past, he is always chanting the name of Narayan. So he goes on chanting Narayan. Similarly, Hanuman, always chanting the name of Shri Ram, wherever he is. So it's very, very essential that we should chant the name of this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and at least 16 rounds as prescribed by Prabhupada. Because with that only we can be in Krishna consciousness, and ultimately we can find the way for going back home to our eternal Father, who is Lord Krishna. And there are, of course, so many examples about this who are chanting, but then still having the short of time. I will say, Hare Krishna, let us chant, all of us, and the chanting has to be offenselessly. We have been reading every day 10 Namaprad. We should always avoid them. Being in devotion, we should not have any irsha against anyone. Maybe Kanishtadhikari, maybe Madhyamadhikari, or maybe Uttamadhikari. We should not speak anything against anyone ill. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.